So as we all know, in today's era of content creation, it's definitely a lot more togetherness than it was in years prior. There isn't much beef amongst creators, and nowadays it seems like every single streamer are all friends with one another. There's all different types of groups, everyone's collabing. It's just a lot of camaraderie within this space right now, which is actually a good thing. Like, yeah, we're making the world a better place, but I can't help but think of one creator who's really not built for this era of the internet at all, and that creator is SoLLUMINATI. But why exactly do I feel like he wouldn't fit in today, and what has he done in the past to justify any of this? Well, that's probably what you're here to figure out. But first, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button to join the trappers with the biggest trapper. And while you're at it, don't forget to click that very first link down below in my description to join my Discord server and become an official member of the community. Now, with all of that being said, let's get into why SoLLUMINATI will never fit in. Okay, so to start, by now I'm sure most of you are familiar with SoLLUMINATI. We've mentioned him a lot on the channel at this point. He's also one of the biggest YouTubers to ever touch the community, and he's also one of the most influential YouTubers to ever touch the platform. If you aren't familiar, he started his career over a decade ago on the internet playing a game called NBA 2K. And as some of you may know, back in like the 2014-2015 time period on the internet, everything was a lot more toxic. Gaming was toxic, social media in general was toxic. Everyone was just very, very mean and rude on the internet. And it also doesn't help that the 2K community, which So was heavily a part of, was very toxic at the time as well. So when SoLLUMINATI started to gain some traction online, one of the main things that attracted viewers to him was the fact that he was unapologetically himself. He was never the type to try to go out of his way and be friends with someone due to personal gain. He was one of the creators who always kept it real and gave his honest opinion whether people liked it or not. And of course, because of that, this has led to him being in a lot of drama throughout the course of his entire career. I mean, I literally can't think of anyone who has been in more drama, maybe like RiceGum, who I'll also have to do a video on sometime soon. But anyways, SoLLUMINATI kind of did the same type of method that RiceGum did, except So kind of focused on more of the 2K community and the creators revolving around that space, rather than focusing on anyone who was trending on the internet like RiceGum did early on. At the start of his career, he started beefing with a creator who went by the name of Christopher London, or LSK for short. And So trolled LSK for just about everything you could think of. He talked about LSK's gaming ability. He talked about how LSK acted around women. He even talked about LSK's basketball skills, calling him things like the Derrick Rose of the 2K community, due to the fact that LSK wasn't able to continue his basketball career due to various injuries.
So you supposed to be injured right now, so that's why you say you don't hoop no more. Why the f are you still talking about basketball? Why is basketball even in your vocabulary if you can't even get on the court no more, man? You are the Derrick Rose of NBA 2K16.
Now, with this being one of SoLLUMINATI's first ever beefs online, and he was still an up-and-coming creator at the time, LSK on the other hand was already a pretty established creator within the community, so that alone kind of led to SoLLUMINATI getting the very early label of being a clout chaser, which in like 2016-2017 era, that was one of the worst things you could have been called. But that didn't stop So at all from speaking his mind and especially giving his opinion. Over the years, as he's continued to grow, he's continuously gave his unfiltered opinion on some of the biggest creators within the industry, regardless of their sub count, status, or money. And that alone is something that many people online today, and even back then, were really afraid to do. This was probably due to the fact that they didn't want to be hated by certain fan bases, or they didn't want to ruin possible friendships or relationships. But SoLLUMINATI is one person that genuinely never really cared. He's had problems with just about every big creator within the community you could think of, from people like Cash Nasty, Zias, DDG, to even Aiden Ross and others as well. Actually, a good example of this is back when Sketch had gotten exposed for his involvement in like a gay OnlyFans that he was doing back in the day. And when all of that news initially hit the internet, almost everyone was defending him, taking up for him, which was really a good thing because that was definitely a hard time for Sketch. But then you also have to think about the types of people who were like taking up for Sketch online and then talk bad about him behind his back or make fun of him, things like that, and just create this whole fake narrative like they're actually a good friend or they care about Sketch, whatever the case was. While on the other side, you'll have creators like SoLLUMINATI who would create videos about that situation and didn't really hold back much at all, calling all of these things out for what he believed it to be. And in that same video, he even compared the streaming industry to Hollywood now because of all of the weird things that's going on behind the scenes.
There's a lot of bullshit going online. One of the things I'm starting to notice, man, the weirdo Hollywood pedophilia, all the weirdo shit that was going on in Hollywood is starting to transfer over to streamers and YouTubers. It's kind of even fucked up to even say you a motherfucking YouTuber in 2024 or a streamer. Because non-stop all y'all been doing is getting exposed for being weirdos. Like, it's fucked up. That's tough. Every time I turn around, it's another nigga getting exposed for being a weirdo.
Now initially this got a lot of backlash because, as I said, the internet is just a much nicer place now where everyone seems to be best friends. So speaking out about a person that everyone was currently defending on the internet at the time probably made you look like just a terrible human being. But as the video continued on, things really didn't help So's case at all, because he even started throwing shots towards FaZe Clan, who was the most popular group on the internet at the time and probably still is the most popular group on the internet. But he never really said FaZe's name, but he was mentioning groups that Sketch was around, and the only group that Sketch was really around at the time was FaZe. And some of the members at the time, like Platboy Max, would instantly respond to some of the claims that So made in the video. Now for the average person, even attempting to start problems with some of the names I just listed would basically be career sabotage, which is why many people really don't even bother to give their opinion. But for So, the internet loved him for this exact reason. Even some of the biggest creators in the world today have constantly expressed the love that they have for SoLLUMINATI, while also mentioning how big of an impact he's had on the entire community.
Who would you say are the 3 most influential content creators?
I'll say in my lane, I'll say SoLLUMINATI. So.
And SoLLUMINATI, why?
A lot of like his like terminology and lingo is still used to today. Like, that's tough. Everybody said it, but he was the one who like made it like, I feel like he just really slept on as far as like the internet being how it is and why it is.
And that was very apparent when he made his return to Twitch streaming. You see, when he first came back, it was clear that So really matured a lot more, and he was just trying to avoid drama at all costs. He was even patching up problems that he had with creators in the past, such as DDG and even Neon. But as I've said throughout the course of this entire video, if there's one thing that he's going to do, it's speak his mind, and he continued to do exactly that when he returned. At the time, there was this creator getting bashed all over the internet by the name of Zoe Spencer, and that eventually led to So sharing his opinions on why he felt like she was receiving all of this hate. And when Zoe caught wind of this, she wasn't really familiar with who So was or his presence online, so she ended up responding to the things he was saying in a very negative way, which the whole world knew would end up going very bad for her.
So you didn't make it, and now you throwing a nigga named Zeddy under the bus because he's not a streamer? Maybe they see the potential in him. Like, no hate towards whoever this girl is. No way you got your ass on and cried because you didn't make a university, bro. You a grown ass woman. Like, this is a grown woman. And I seen what you be doing. That masculine, you the type of, bro, that masculine ass shit you be doing, you the type of that'll bite dick while you sucking it. Like, we can't trust you. I wouldn't put you on at all. Cut that masculine shit out and maybe you might get more opportunities. Nobody want to be around a masculine ass girl, even if it's fake. My baby, simple. Simple. This girl, whoever you are, your name Zoe Spencer. Maybe you should just focus on becoming a better creator, because the masculine shit that you doing, no nigga want to be around that. And I wouldn't even bring you around nobody. After a while, you would just become annoying. Seriously, and that's probably what Kai see. Maybe you just an annoying ass female. It ain't even gotta be nothing deeper. You don't have to come, I don't know why. Just take a look back at your track record and look at what you was doing.
Who's SoLLUMINATI? Who is the SoLLUMINATI? Who's the SoLLUMINATI? Who's the SoLLUMINATI? I don't even know you until now. I didn't even know who the f you were. Hi, how you feeling, my heart? I didn't even know who the f you were until now. You boring. You're mad because you're a boring and I'm crashing out on you. You fucking stupid ass. You have a dumb ass username. Like, are you kidding me right now? I can't believe I'm even giving you the time. You have 2019 videos up here. You're trying to show that you pulled numbers before. You're showing from 2019. Show shit now! He's a bitch ass nigga. He's a broke ass nigga. He's a bitch ass. Your dog fucked your dog. Your fucking mother. Fuck all of them. Fuck the whole family.
Now, while it was very popular to hate on Zoe at the time, there was people who still defended her all over social media and sent a lot of hate So's way for some of the things he said about Zoe. But that didn't really stop him from replying to the things that she said the very next day.
You going around biting niggas. You have bit more than 10 niggas. This bitch a zombie. Every male she streamed with, she has to make him feel uncomfortable. Bro, can you do content without humiliating niggas? Seriously, can you? She bit the dude. Why would you do that? Why? Look how uncomfortable he is. Why? This is why you're not in the streamer university. She bites everybody. We just seen him with Mulatto. They was going crazy, or Lotto, whatever the fuck his name is. They was going crazy. Good vibes, good energy. But when she come around, she has to do the most humiliating shit, and she makes everybody feel uncomfortable.
Everyone knew this was going to happen, and during that stream, he even hit a career high in viewership, accumulating almost 100,000 live viewers. And that wasn't just at the hands of Zoe, because he also did a stream with his arch nemesis Flight Reacts that day as well. So of course it would be a very huge stream, but this high wouldn't really last long at all, as Twitch would end up banning So shortly after this stream took place. And many people just assumed that this ban had something to do with his response to Zoe Spencer, but according to Twitch, this ban was just a simple mistake, and that was something that So didn't buy much at all. After all of that took place, this is when SoLLUMINATI's streaming career once again started coming to an end, and he started disappearing from the internet and becoming extremely inconsistent with content yet again, although he did end up returning to YouTube very briefly to give occasional updates. And in one of those videos, he talked about how he felt demotivated to stream, because not only did he feel pressured to do IRL streams, which really wasn't his style of content ever in life, he also mentioned that he just didn't feel safe expressing himself on the Twitch platform due to the bans that he was receiving. And all of that is what really led to him leaving. So it's clear that with this new structure of the internet where people tend to avoid speaking their minds, always worrying about being canceled, or maybe losing their brand deals or viewership for going against the masses, I think it's pretty safe to say that this definitely isn't an era that SoLLUMINATI could fit into, which is why now he probably spends the majority of his time just focusing on his spiritual channel where he talks about much deeper topics. But regardless of how this all played out for him in the end, it's still very important for people to always truly express themselves and speak their minds and give their opinions on situations, regardless of the outcome or whatever comes from doing so. I think it's always better to be yourself in all aspects of life, rather than having to fake a personality or fake your emotions just for the sake of friendships, relationships, or even viewers. But that's just my personal opinion. As you guys know, the only opinion that really matters to me is y'all's opinion, so be sure to comment down below and let me know, what do you think of this entire situation? Do you think that SoLLUMINATI is too real for the internet? Do you think the internet is better without So? And how do you feel about some of these people who tend to just fake everything for an image? Let me know down below, and while you're at it, don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel to join me on my journey to 25,000 subscribers. And while you're at it, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to give me a thumbs up. If you didn't enjoy the video, be sure to give me a thumbs down. Any feedback is good feedback to me, and as always, I appreciate all of the love and support. And I'll catch you boys and girls in the next banger, man.
Bye, have a beautiful time.